Hello everybody, my name is Amir Uranli, and this video is about Arne Slot's Liverpool. Evolution, not revolution. It felt like the perfect time to make this video as Liverpool were today crowned champions of the Premier League. Now, when Jurgen Klopp said goodbye to Anfield, he left behind more than just memories. He left behind a team full of talent and hunger that needed a new direction. That's exactly what Slot delivered, not by tearing it all down, but by trusting what was already there. When Arne Slot took over, he inherited a squad full of quality, but a squad that had started to grow away from Klopp's classic heavy metal style of football and gegenpressing. The players were different, the energy levels were different, and the game itself had evolved in different ways. Liverpool didn't need another season of running harder and pressing more. They needed a system that fit who they had become, and Slot understood that immediately. Instead of trying to force Klopp's style onto players who no longer fit it, he adapted his approach to the tools he already had. Possession became smarter, pressing became more selective, transitions were still dangerous, but they were no longer chaotic. The DNA of Klopp's Liverpool was still there, but Slot gave it a new identity. One of the most impressive things about Slot's first season was that there was no rebuild, no record-breaking signings, no flashy new stars. Matter of fact, the starting 11 looked almost identical to the one Klopp had left behind. The only addition was an injury-ridden Federico Chiesa, who has been a shadow of his former self post-ACL injury, who was brought in more as a fringe rotation option than a guaranteed starter. Now, Slot didn't rip the squad apart. He didn't panic and demand a brand new midfield or a marquee number 6. He trusted the foundation that Klopp had built, simply coaching it differently. He believed that players such as Diaz, Gakpo, and Gravenberg could thrive in a system that matched their strengths, not one that demanded they be something that they weren't. Even Chiesa's role reflected that mindset. He wasn't expected to come in and change the team. He was used smartly and carefully, without disrupting the core chemistry of the team itself. One of the biggest questions heading into the season was an obvious one. Without a world-class defensive midfielder, who would be the one to control the games? And again, Slot didn't panic. He didn't force a stopgap solution. Instead, he trusted someone he knew well from his days in the Netherlands, Ryan Gravenberg. At Feyenoord, Slot had seen flashes of Gravenberg's deeper talents when playing against their biggest rivals, Ajax, which is not just ability to dribble, but his calmness under pressure, his vision, and his ability to keep possession ticking, with his composure and intangibles. Under Slot, Gravenberg wasn't tasked with being a traditional destroyer. However, Liverpool shifted tactically. In possession, they often shaped into a 3-2-5, with Gravenberg playing as the deepest lying midfielder, setting the rhythm from the base of midfield. That one shift had a domino effect across the entire team. With Gravenberg anchoring deeper, Szoboszlai was freed to operate higher up the pitch, and he responded with his best season in terms of goal contributions in the past 3 years. His energy and his creativity all finally unleashed in the final third, rather than wasted covering ground deeper. With 5 goals and 5 assists in the Premier League this season, it's his best return he's had in a Liverpool shirt. At the same time, Alexis Mac Allister was no longer forced to play as a makeshift number 6, and he instead did what he does best, becoming the link between midfield and attack, finding pockets of space, slipping passes through, and affecting games in that vital area between the midfield and attack. It wasn't just about plugging a gap and finding a makeshift solution. It was about unlocking the full potential of Liverpool's midfield. Now, Gravenberg's stats in the Premier League showed just how easily he fit into this number 6 role. Not only is he great at progressive passes, pass completion, and moving the ball around the pitch, but his interceptions and his work rate really showed just how much of an all-round workhorse he is as a player. not just about flashy dribbling like he was used in Bayern and in his first season under Jurgen Klopp. He is truly one of the most composed and calm players on the ball. It wasn't just the midfield that flourished under Slot though. Mohamed Salah, already a Liverpool legend, deserving of a statue outside of Anfield, enjoyed one of the greatest seasons of his career, and statistically, he enjoyed the greatest season of his career in terms of output. As you can see by this graph, he's scored or assisted 1.38 times every 90 minutes, which is the highest output he's ever recorded in his career. In terms of output, consistency, and influence, he proved once again why he belongs in the conversation for Premier League greats. Slot's system, built on control and calculated aggression, gave Salah the perfect platform to terrorize defenses. He delivered historic numbers in both goals and assists. On the other side of the pitch, though, Virgil van Dijk. Written off by some after injuries and a rocky last season, Van Dijk looked completely reborn under Slot. Once again commanding in the air, calm on the ball, and having anticipation like few center backs in history, he re-established himself as one of the best defenders in the world, and the leader of Liverpool's backline. Two of the icons of Klopp's era, not just surviving the transition, but thriving in it. The statistics show that Salah is in the 98th or higher percentile when it comes to goals scored and assists in the whole league. So he's had an absolutely historic season that he's truly hitting the peak of his powers under Arne Slot. And Virgil van Dijk is back. He's shown this season especially who he is and why everyone rated him so highly for all these years after last season. Barely getting dribbled past, lots of clearances, lots of interceptions, aerially impenetrable. He really showed why he's one of the greatest Premier League defenders. At the end of the day, Slot didn't revolutionize Liverpool by changing who they were. He revolutionized by understanding who they had become. The energy of Klopp's peak years, it wasn't abandoned, it had evolved. Slot's Liverpool pressed less but smarter. They attacked less chaotically but more precise. They dominated not through sheer force and long power, but through controlling the games. It wasn't a rebuild, it was a rebirth. And with minimal signings, a bold tactical shift, and total belief in the squad he inherited, Arne Slot proved that sometimes the best way forward is not to start over. It's to build better with what you already have. To add on to this, I want to play one short clip of Arne Slot after winning the Premier League, and I think it's a very heartfelt moment, and I hope you guys enjoy it as well. Thank you to NBC Sports for uploading this.
Now stood in the middle of the pitch as a Premier League champion. How does it feel? It feels great, but I don't think I want to say a lot. The only thing I can do now is my send my appreciation to Jurgen. So there we go. Jurgen Klopp!
So, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this breakdown, please hit that like button and subscribe for more soccer commentary. And comment below, which player do you think benefited the most from Arne Slot's first season? Thanks a lot again, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video.